In Flip the Switch, Stories of Change, you meet individuals that contribute to a big vision, the Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. It has the ambitious goal to transform our world and create a sustainable future for all. For more info about the podcast, visit we-do-change.org/podcast.
In the year 2010, I finished my degree program from Federal University of Technology, Akure in Ondo State, Nigeria, where I read industrial mathematics. As a citizen of Nigeria, after graduation from tertiary education, you must serve the nation for a year before taking a formal job. In February 2011, I went for a compulsory youth service in Kano State, Nigeria. I served in a federal government school as a place of primary assignment. I taught mathematics at both junior and senior classes. The students were happy during this time, and one of them asked me to stay till they finish their school. The experience was a great one because the students, most especially the junior ones, were very attentive and show interest towards learning. During this time, I was appointed as the liaison officer for the corps members in the school. When I completed my youth service year, the vice principal of the school approached me to take a full employment with the school, but I refused. I declined this offer because I felt that teachers are not well paid, and in my country most teachers are generally poor because of their payment structure. After a while, I got a job as a personal assistant to the CEO of a particular organization, and the payment was far better than what teaching could offer. And after some time, I took another job as a customer service in a reputable organization, but I realized that I wasn't satisfied. In year 2014, I proceeded to the University of Lagos in Nigeria for my master's degrees in systems engineering. I resigned from the job I was doing to focus on the master's program because it was a full-time program, and there was no how I could have completed it while working. Immediately after I completed my master's degree program, I started applying for jobs. I had different offers, and for the first time in my life, I was mindful to go for the one that I could derive maximum satisfaction, rather than going for the value of the pay. I sat myself down, evaluated sincerely, and I also asked close friends around me of their honest opinion about myself. The reason behind this was that I needed to do something satisfactory, because at this time, I had the understanding that when one is happy with whatever he or she is doing, optimal performances as well as self-development is inevitable. I decided to take a teaching job out of the other opportunities I've had because I also got the understanding that people are not valued based on material things they've acquired. Rather, they are valued based on the lives they've impacted. As a matter of fact, I came to the conclusion that the best life one can ever live is a life of sacrifice for others. I have always known that everyone is created for a specific purpose, and I could see that taking the teaching job would make me give back to my society. Another thing that supported my decision was that without that, I knew I had outstanding understanding of mathematics, and I was so sure I could relate and communicate it effectively. What motivated me then as a Christian was the Word of God that says we should not despise the day of humble beginning. So I was encouraged to go for the teaching job, despite the pay wasn't much. The people around me also attested to the fact that I show understanding to things and communicate effectively. I could also see that there was a gap for me to fill because at that time, some of the teachers in the field are not well trained and they lack some understanding, which creates the opportunity for me to be relevant and my voice could be heard in the field. Another important thing was that I considered the pain I went through while learning mathematics as a student in secondary school, caused by my teacher, and I felt there was need for someone like me to come in and bridge the gap so as to solve the problem of understanding mathematics among secondary students. It was a process because in the course of doing the job, I realized that there were other skills I needed to acquire, such as listening skill, class control, critical thinking, patience, organization, imaginative thinking, leadership, teamwork, and time management, to mention a few. Learning some of these new skills was a bit challenging, but I took conscious effort to develop myself, and after some time, I became better and better. The benefit of a community or network is that it provides us with new perspectives and ideas that can assist in choosing careers, meeting people who can endorse our skill set, show us opportunities, and direct us to others. It strengthens community life. It improves the democratic process, ensure residents access to the information superhighway, and aid local economic development. The SDG that is closest to my mind is SDG 3, that is, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages. I prefer the aforementioned SDG because being healthy is an integral part of life. Health is wealth, as they say. SDG 3 also helps to reduce maternal mortality. It helps to end all preventable death. It fights communicable disease. It promotes mental health. It prevents and treats substance abuse. It reduces road injuries and death. It grants universal access to sexual and reproductive care, family planning, and education, and many more. Diseases and sicknesses have shortened the lifespan of many people and have subjected some other people to chronic pains, and it has been a subject of concern to me. For instance, I lost my mom at a very early age due to hypertension. I also lost some close relatives and associates due to one disease or the other. So this has been a pain in my heart. I have involved myself in a couple of research work on healthcare. I've also involved myself in community health care system. As a matter of fact, in recent time, I put in for a PhD program at the University of Lagos, Nigeria, and I choose to research in one of the chronic diseases. I am working on how this disease can be modeled so as to better manage the disease and reduce the high mortality rate promoted by this disease. This is done in order to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages. The biggest achievement so far is to have produced an abstract that was presented at the Biomedical Engineering Conference at Tampa in Florida year 2015 on the topic Development of Utility Vests to Capture the Cardiographic Data of a Performing Athlete in Real Time and its relationship to arterial pressure. This work was also published in year 2018 with the Journal of the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago. I was able to achieve this through hard work and commitment. With God on my side, I was also able to achieve this through determination. I was determined to finish up the project, and God helped me. So determination is another factor that really helped me to achieve this. One thing I failed to do then was that I didn't investigate further on this research line through experimentation, which could have brought more light into my research work. Another thing that I failed to do, and that pained me a lot, was that when I had the opportunity to register for the PhD immediately, because of the circumstance, I did not go further, even though I was advised by my supervisor and other colleagues to continue. But I stopped. I was looking at the situation around me, so I did not go. I did not register. Not until now. If I had done that, maybe by now I would have finished while I'm just starting. One key learning I learned is that through commitment and hard work, one can attain any height. And whenever one needs to do something, do it quickly, without procrastination. Procrastination, as we know, is a thief of time. Another thing I learned was the power of commitment, because at a point, it was quite challenging. I had so much to read, but at the end of the day, I was able to scale through. So when you show commitment to what you are doing, you can be rest assured that every obstacle ahead of you will be mounted down. So in other words, if one shows commitment to whatever he or she is doing, result will definitely come. Another thing I want to talk about is hard work. Hard work does not kill. It pays off at the end of everything one does. Another thing I would also love to say is be teachable. Be open to learning. That will help in whatsoever one is doing. Don't be master of all. What I would have done differently was to have deepened my research work against all odds and to have registered for my PhD immediately after the master's program. I will advise my past self to summon courage and always take the necessary step, no matter what. I will also advise my past self never to look down when climbing the ladder of success. The best advice someone has ever given to me is to do what I fear. My goals for the future is to contribute to knowledge by providing solutions to problems, most especially in the field of biomedical engineering. I also want to contribute to knowledge by improving the knowledge of mathematics among Nigerian students. I would also like to set a standard of an exemplary life through hard work and showing love to others. I would like to recommend to everyone that people should always think of how they can influence the lives of others positively in order to make lives and environment better. It is important to work on the SDG and Agenda 2030 because these SDGs are a systematic way of making life comfortable and making our environment friendly for all human beings. These SDGs also promote equality and accessibility. The other SDG that is very important to me is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. And I wish all these agenda can come to reality in year 2030. What we really need to change is our mindset to one another, most especially to other races and tribes. We all need to have love ourselves irrespective of our backgrounds and races. Loving one another is a key to global development. Another thing I would like us to change is our attitude to research work. Research should be encouraged to encourage continuity and better lives. Besides taking private lessons, I have helped small and medium businesses in maintaining computers, and I also help business owners to learn some application software. So what I'm saying is that we should be open to learning. Let's try to learn new things and see how we can make our society better. Another thing I also want to stress is taking care of the disabilities among us. We really need to show them love. We really need to care for them. We really need to respect them. And all these need to be done to make them contribute and feel fulfilled in the society. Everybody is important. My name is Oluwaseyi Bolarinwa Ademola, and I currently work as a tutor. I am a member of the GLAC community since year 2020. Thank you for listening to my story. What is your contribution to SDG 3? Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages. It is your turn now. I challenge you to do something good in relation to SDG 3. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages in the next 7 days. Share the outcome with me via my email boluwaseyi@yahoo.com. More info on wedochange.org/podcast. I would love to hear about it. Thank you.
Join us again next time for another story of Flip the Switch, Stories of Change, brought to you by the GLAC community. For more info, visit we-do-change.org/podcast. Flip the switch and make a difference.